body council and governing council. So I think that the movement which we are going to take from here, it is going to be a revolutionary step, and we are going to make a change with collective efforts which we are going to take from here. So thank you very much, and thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much. It's my honor to invite the Vice Chancellor. There is no time limit. So I'm sure
I will not take too much time because respected Chairman, sir, my fellow co-panelists, see, they already talked about the technological innovation and industry's demand. So just I want to mention that you all know that Jamia Hamdard is a perfect example of public-private partnership. And we are going for our 4th cycle of NAC. So all 3 cycles we got A grade, but now there is A plus and A plus grade is there. So last year I took charge as a Vice Chancellor, but before that I was Dean, so I have long experience as a HOD, as a Foreign Student Advisor, Dean Student Welfare. So I worked many divisions in this same university. So for last year, I will show you 3-4 examples of best practices, what we did it and what are the results we are, I want to discuss you. So this topic is very close to my heart, because when Shahid Bhai said you have to talk something about the best practices. So generally when you go for NAC or an IRF ranking, because nowadays ranking is very important for the university system, because UGC has given as a graded autonomy. If you are the best 50 NIRF ranked institution, then you are eligible for major grant, and being Jamia is a 12B institution, funding is very important for us. So we have a lot of funding in research. Our innovation research is very good. So I will just research is very good. So I will just give 4 reasons where the best practice is lacking, because the best practices generally we say that we give the extra classes, teaching, then mentorship, these things. So even as a chairperson of NAC committees, I visited many institutions in South and West. So they are giving they have to show the 2 best practices. So nowadays it is very important, the best practice. If you have a good best practices, then definitely you become A++ institution. And the day you became A++, you have a graded autonomy, you can start your own courses. So these are the core, everything is related. So I will just give you 3-4 examples, but before that I'll give the reason why. The 4 reasons are very important reasons, and I'll give some data also. The speed of technological innovation and industry demand is moving faster in higher education, ability to adopt. The system continue to focus on lectures, exam, giving students under-prepared to enter the today's workforce. This is the basic data from the IBM Institute of Business Value, surveyed a group of academic and industry leaders about the current state of higher education. They agreed, we found that 51% of the respondents believe that the current higher education system fails to meet the need of students, and nearly 60% believe that it failed to meet the need of industry. So there is a lot of gap between the academia and the industry. The second reason is that the industry academic leaders reveal that a very skilled need for workforce success and the same skill graduating students, such as analysis and problem solving, collaboration, teamwork, business context communication, flexibility, agility, adaptability. Underscoring this point, 71% of corporate recruiters indicate that the finding applicant is sufficient practical experience in the greatest challenge when recruiting from higher education institutions. Boosting the value of today's higher education system, and most importantly, helping prepare students for life after a class, means adopting more practical and applied approach to education. The third reason is that those surveyed are overwhelmingly agreed and provide experience-based and practical learning is critical to order the current performance gap the integral to this in building and expanding partnership between academia and the private sector to create a more valuable education, which the co-panelists already talked about the LMS system, learning management system. Working together, students create a plan to improve and content, to share, improve flow of information, collaboration, and to create a blog, video, content sharing to improve the flow of information, and the practical experience from assignment like better prepare students for tasks and they will have to do in a real world. And the fourth reason is that students also expect these institutions to deliver technological enhanced experience, yet higher education does not always deliver. Universities have to start the emerging and exploiting new technology in analytics, cloud computing, mobility, social media to improve a greater access to educational content, integrate physical and digital world for more engaging experience and improve the decision making. So these are the 4 reasons for you have to adopt the best practice, because nowadays we are in the industry 4 and we are moving towards 5. The artificial intelligence is very. In Jamia, we have BTech Artificial Intelligence course where the HCL technology approach us and they said we will make a lab. We have signed an agreement for 5 years. All students will pay, when they complete BTech AI, they will join the HCL technology. So this is a wonderful experience we are going to sign with HCL technology. And I will give you one example that since all the courses are AICTE approved program, so there is one AICTE signed entrance sala program. So that entrance sala given the engineering, pharmacy and management student for first year of entrepreneurship. So in Jamia Hamdard, mostly students, they have registered in entrance sala website, and through entrance sala they got lot of internship job, and most students they will take their fees from the entrance sala network. So this is one of the most successful story of Department of Computer Science through entrance sala. Mostly students are placed, and a lot of industry will approach in 3rd year, 4th year, and finally they have placed to their company, and they are getting their fee, the salary, and that salary they submitted for the fee. Because generally the minority student, especially we are being a minority institution, our 50% seats are reserved for Muslims. So that's why the Muslim students face a lot of problem for paying fee, because our fee as compared with Aligarh and Jamia Millia is literally high, but we are less than NIT and other government institutions. So this is one of the successful story. They through entrance sala, many students they receive their fee through their internship. And after that, when I joined, mostly time I always talk to my prestigious vice chancellor, sir, please recruit a training placement officer. They said, no, TPO, what is the need? Because we have to give 7th pay commission salary is very high. So don't recruit TPO. So generally there was a gap. When Siraj Saab was the vice chancellor, then he appointed a TPO, and Rehan presently is the pro vice chancellor of Delhi Skills University. He was our TPO. At that time the recruitment was very good. So we decided and recruit a training placement officer and give the charge as an honorary director of industry academic linkages. The result is within 6 months, whole computer science boys got placed, and they got salary from 3 lakh to 15 lakhs. Similarly for pharmacy, Zeenat is also our honorary training placement officer of pharmacy school, and she is coordinating with the academic industry team. So our pharmacy, this time we got 15 lakhs packages for our MPharm students. So I think Zeenat will tell you the story. A lot of successful story we have received for creating the training, the academic industry partnership. This is one of the best practices. Then we started. There is always when we saw what are the in the 3rd NAC. What are the deficiencies? They have written it in the NAC report, and 4th NAC definitely the committee came and they will ask why these deficiencies. The major deficiency was teaching learning methodology and implementation of CBCS That is, you all know that India signed in 1995 Washington Accord, where the outcome-based education is compulsory. I feel happy to say that schools are doing well, but in the university system there is a lot of reluctance that nobody is interested to implement the credit-based, and now NAD is there, credit transfers, and a lot of things are coming up in near future. The new education policy is mentioned. So lucky I have created, because we don't have an education department in Jamia Hamdard, we have created one lady as a director of Center for Innovation, Teaching and Entrepreneurship, and she did it. I think I'll request her, if she is here, she can stand. And we have implemented full program outcome, course outcome and CBCS in all the schools. Although in few schools we are under the control of councils, where council recommendation is very important. But CBCS, outcome-based education, is totally implemented in Jamia Hamdard. Then we talk about the club activity. So I feel that always the Dean student welfare job is to issue the railway concession. Only they do concession and all. So we started, no, this is a student welfare is a very important. So we created clubs. So a lot of clubs are created, and mental health club where we appointed counselors. So student, teacher, even non-teaching staff can meet the counselor and take their advice, because mental health, because of COVID, there is a lot of pressure of mental health problems are there. So we created mental health club, and in the club, the president is a teacher, senior teacher, we have member, and secretary is a student. So a lot of students are involved for the club activities. I think every month, every week, every club do some activities. Similarly, we have eco club. Although one panelist, Mr. Rahul Bansal, talked about sustainable development goal. So we had already implemented our two global conferences. We did it for 7 SDG goals, and these 4 goals we have implementing effectively in our campus. Whole our campus implemented the green initiatives, and we are going to sell our electricity to Delhi, because we have connected our solar to grid, which General Saab did wonderful job in Aligarh. Yes. So when I was in a LEAP program, I visited there and I implemented in the campus there also. So this is one of the best practices where we will save at least 60 lakhs per year, 60 to 80 lakhs, 35% electricity we have planned to save. Then we did drama and film club. We are invited Rahul Rai, one Ashiki actor, has inaugurated our film club. Music club, literary club, yoga club. Government has initiated us from 18th April to 21st June did yoga programs. So finally the Secretary, Ministry of Education has said that Jamia Hamdard did good for yoga, because they did yoga for guard, they did for teaching, non-teaching, homemakers, everybody will come into that fold. Seema Rani is the president of our yoga club. And then we have a monitoring club, sports club, football club, cricket club, and during these club activities, every time after COVID, Jamia Hamdard got either runner-up and winner, both the either runner or winner. We got cup from Gurgaon, from Kanpur and all. So chess, carom, athlete, music, a lot of activities of club we did it. Then we developed a Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship, recently inaugurated by Union Minister of Higher Education. For that, Jamia Hamdard is basically a health and biological university. We have a lot of activity being. Pharmacy is number 1 in NRF ranking. So we do a lot of activity in pharmacy, where this time all the school club in a center of innovation, incubation and entrepreneurship, where we can train students how you have to start your own venture. Skill India, a lot of activities we have started in that, and we have signed agreement with DRDO, and through DRDO very soon we'll give you. We had already implemented bee plantation through our food technology department. So we sold a lot of honey, and we got a huge amount of honey also. And now we are starting for mushroom. Mushroom we had already started. So next 2 months, the Jamia Hamdard will sell mushroom through their botany department. So our botany, biotechnology and microbiology is very good. So we are planning to start in next stage is BSc BSc Agriculture also. So this type of lot of innovation incubation, we do collaboration because government initiated that. Because when you talk about ranking, why India is lagging in ranking, reason is that we don't have foreign faculty. The reason is that if you recruit foreign faculty, definitely mostly IITs will come top 100. So I did a lot of comparison with the foreign universities. So only lagging is to start foreign recruitment. So sir is here. So this board of management, we are going for a proposal for at least 1 semester or 2 semesters we recruit the foreign faculty. The proposal is already made because secretary said this is a policy decision, but university should open to recruit for a 1 semester or 2 semester foreign faculty, and that will be counted in the QS ranking. So we are also one of the university under QS ranking. So we are working, and inshallah next year our ranking will improve. So in these lot of activities for teaching support, innovation, mass communication and institution innovation council here, we got 5 out of 5. So we are number 1 for institution innovation council created by Government of India. Then Center for Environmental and Sustainable Development we have. So we do lot of activities for these areas. So these are the best practices we do for equal opportunity, women development program, industry academic partnership for research as well as for recruitment. Because our base is research, and this year, this is the first university in India got 12 feast program. Even Aligarh don't have 12 feast, but Jamia Ahmedabad have. We have maximum scholarship of ICMR, more than 40 this year. We got, Government of India has set up a SUTI program to train school education, school student to learn science. For that, Government of India has made Jamia Ahmedabad as a nodal center. So in these words, I will not take too much time because valedictory function is there and there was a governing council meeting. So we do a lot of changes in our system for last 1 year. And I hope in this coming NAC, we may go for A++, inshallah. In these words, I thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for those very 1 or 2 points I would like to leave behind. I was in a profession for 40 years where there was no prize for the runner-up. If you came second, there was no prize. You would probably be finished. That's so what we did, we learned from the mistakes of others. And that's why military history is taught to all officers. Learn from the mistake of the others and don't repeat them. Here we go to learn from the best practices of all the other universities, Jamia Ahmedabad being one of them. The next thing, when all the stakeholders, when you are hiring people for a job, hire people better than yourself. That may sound very strange to you, but if you see a guy who's smarter than you, hire him. The problem is making smart people work together. That is the Vice Chancellor's job. Make sure the Vice Chaps work together. And lastly, Mr. Vice Chancellor, if you have a problem of hiring, what we did in AMU, we didn't hire. We hijacked from America, from Ford Motor Company. So do that. You don't need to hire. Hijack alumni who are products of Jamia. So I think we finished. If there are any questions, please ask. Don't make a statement. Just ask the bare question. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Moment.
Thank you so much, sir, for a very crisp and to the point session. And our sincere thanks to Dr. Sapna Jain, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, and Dr. Saidun Nisa, Associate Professor, SMBS, for being the repertoire for the session. With this, we come to the conclusion of our panel discussions over the 2-day conference. So please, can we have a huge round of applause for that? And I would now request Lieutenant General Zamiruddin sir to felicitate the speakers who have joined us on the dais for the first time. So first up, we have Mr. Rahul Bansal from UNICEF. Then we have Dr. Athar Shahab from Zuari Group of Industries.
CSR funds. CSR funds. Look at it.
And then we have Mr. Anas Umair. Anas Umair.
Thank you.
Over the last 2 days, we have had deep insights into various aspects of education with 7 sessions based on different themes like primary education, higher education, women education, madrasa education, vocational courses, skill development and best practices in education. We have come to the valedictory session for this 2-day conference. For the valedictory session, I request to join us on the dais Dr. K. Rahman Khan Sahab, former Union Minister of Minority Affairs and ex-Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Sir, if you please may join us on the dais. Lieutenant General Zamiruddin Shah, President, Alliance for Economic and Education Development of the Underprivileged. Mr. Shahid Siddiqui, former MP, Editor Nai Dunya and Chairman, Interfaith Peace Foundation. Professor Dr. M. Afshar Alam, Vice Chancellor, Jamia Hamdard. Dr. Najib Jung Sahab, former Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, former Vice Chancellor, Jamia Millia Islamia. Dr. S.Y. Qureshi, former Chief Election Commissioner of India.
I would like to invite Mr. Khalid Ansari Sahab also on the... Please join us. Please join us. नहीं वो तो करेंगे लेकिन let him be on the... मेरा कहाँ पे नाम है ये किनका?
I request Janab Farad Jamal Sahab to please join us on the dais.
आपका बैग
ये बैग किसका है?
नहीं कोई बात नहीं
One more.
ले लो एक जनरल साहब
हमें एक बार भी नहीं मिला
ये सर का बोर्ड लगा है
और कुर्सियां मंगवा लो यार ये लो
I request Lieutenant General Zamiruddin Shah Sahab to please join us on the dais.
I'll shoot this side. Come.
ये सर का एक बोर्ड लगा है
इधर आ जाओ
नहीं वो जनरल साहब उसमें आ जाइए नेक्स्ट
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being patient with us while we fix the dais.
I'm here.
Now that we have Lieutenant General Zamiruddin Shah sir with us, we would like to take this moment to felicitate Janab Mutiur Rahman Sahab. Is he here with us? Janab Mutiur Rahman Sahab, please join us on the dais. We are celebrating you for starting a university in the name of Imam Bukhari in Kishanganj, Bihar. May I please request the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate him?
Please. Mutiur Rahman sir. आइए रहमान सर आप और बुलाइए जरा सर जी इमाम बुखारी यूनिवर्सिटी आपने टाइम इंसान स्कूल का क्या हुआ मैं बहुत देखा वहाँ जाके काफी लगाया उनके साथ
सर पर बुलाइए
बड़ा गहरा ताल्लुक है ठाकुरगंज और सारा उधर
Thank you so much. I now request Lieutenant General Zamiruddin Shah Saab to take forward the valedictory session. Sir, may I please have you on the podium?
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Assalamu alaikum. Jai Hind. K. Rahman Sahab, you did us honor by being present for this first function of the Alliance for the Economic Development and Education of the Underprivileged. And I thank all of you for being such a good audience. And there's been a lot we have learnt, and the various speakers will tell you. Firstly, we want to compliment the university for the flawless conduct, enabling us to put our thoughts through. I hope you've understood the purpose of AEEDU, that is to create synergy. We are going to create synergy amongst all institutions of the country so that we can learn from each other. That was the basic aim. My focus always has been on the foundation. The foundation of education rests, as brought out, when the child is from 3 to 12 years old. That means the primary and secondary education. If you strengthen the foundation, the child will qualify on his or her strength alone. She won't need any coaching or anything like that. That's number one. I also learned that we've got to educate the mothers of the children. Now, I know that in the academic field, our women are far ahead of the boys. That is my observation in AMU. Far ahead. But what about the mothers who have not received education, now married? We've got to find some way of educating those women too. I'll tell you something which the Bora community is doing. You know what the Boras are doing? The Boras are providing dinner to every member of the family every day. Providing dinner so that the mother can look after the education of our children and doesn't get embroiled in kitchen work. I think this is a fantastic idea which the Sayyidina himself told me. He says, Bora women don't cook dinner. It is served by the community. Another thing which has been exercising my mind is the utilization of zakat funds. There's a lot of controversy. Somebody says you can use them. Somebody says no. The given reasons are given, the utilization is given in the Quran Sharif. 7 reasons, whatever it is. But my view is it depends on your interpretation. I think, and I'm going to study it further, zakat funds are frittered away, given to beggars, given to all sorts of people. If they can be used for education, I think there can be no better use. But that is for, I'm not a theologian. I mean, I don't say I've studied the Quran in depth. Let me tell you, when I was a cadet in the National Defense Academy, I wrote a project on the Holy Quran. And 3 or 4 of my non-Muslim students also did the same. So I didn't understand what I read in Arabic, but I did make several readings of several versions from various authors. Madrasa education, where I started my own education in our family madrasa, is something we've got to look at. And lastly, let us harness information technology. Without it, you will be considered uneducated, ladies and gentlemen. Just like I used to tell in AMU, if you don't learn English, you will be considered uneducated. I changed my views in the last year, and I said, if you don't learn the language of the computer, you will be considered uneducated. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I please request our registrar, Sir Syed Akhtar, to join on the extreme right of the dais. Registrar, sir, if you're here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. May we quickly have concluding remarks from all the dignitaries on the dais about the two-day conference?
Can I?
Yes. Sure.
Yeah, I'll take.
Pass the mic from left to right or right to left. With Rahman Sahab speaking last.
Janab K. Rahman Sahab, this is the first function I have seen the inaugural and valedictory both chaired by Rahman Sahab. This is the wonderful example, and his interest towards education. This shows that how he attached with the education conferences, and for last 40-50 years he did a lot of things related to education. So, gentlemen in the dais and off the dais, I will not take too much time, but this is a valedictory function, and I will just share few things. Generally, in academics, last 1 year we did 3-4 conferences, and next week also we have an international conference for pharmacy and Unani medicine. So we do a lot of conferences, but this is the first unique conference that I have seen that all these 7 programs in one hall. Generally we did it inaugural in this hall and shifted to 50-seater second hall for our deliberation of but from all these 7 deliberations, the participants took too much keen interest, and this is the, I think, great success of this conference. And the alliance word in itself have big meaning. So I would like to request the alliance officials that this education conference should, every 2nd and 3rd July, we should do one conference in Jamia Hamdard. This is my request to the President General Sahab and Qureshi Sahab and Najib Jang Sahab and Shahid Sahab, that every 2nd July we should have 2nd education conference in Jamia Hamdard. See, they are not giving answer, but this is my request. So generally they have very good program, or inshallah after this deliberation they will sit and they will plan. So whatever our strength in Jamia Hamdard, especially pharmacy, Unani medicine, even law, IPR is one of the strength in our law, and computer science, we did a lot of program for artificial intelligence and collaboration with IBM and Microsoft for their program. So this type of program, we are very open to help mentorship for all the minority colleges and underprivileged colleges. Those colleges who are keen to through alliance, we can give training, workshop, ideas. So valedictory functions generally have the report. So report I will request, I will read about all the report of the 2 days deliberation. So in words, I thanks to all the participants for last day they are here, and I hope in future also meet for this, and we can also see for last year what we have did, what are the goals we have achieved. These are the important issues, and because the objective is that North India, definitely only 60 colleges in whole North and East India, and more than 1500 colleges in South, and mostly South colleges are A graded, A++ and all. So definitely we have to learn from South University, because they have a lot of doing for transformation of information technology, innovation. MES is recently got A++ from NAC. So we can deliver, discuss and all. Especially I request people from Calcutta, from Gujarat and all, they can also see how MES is working in Kerala, how other Alamein is working in Karnataka. So you can see, and you can also try not to copy paste, but at least their good ideas should be implemented in the North colleges. In this word, I thank to all. Thank you very much.
Sir, I am also the applicant. So I am also the applicant to host this program in our
Please.
We were already planning that.
हम लोग इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के बाद बहुत होशियार हो गए हैं, हाईएस्ट बिल्डर को देंगे।
Thank you very much. It has been one of the, I think, most successful conferences I have attended in last 40-50 years, because it has been extremely fruitful. Most of the conferences are Nishistan, Guftan, Nishistan, Barkhastan, but here we are taking a lot from this conference, or what we are taking from here is extremely important. What is the roadmap we are going to have next year or next 10 years? Because ADU is going to work for long time. Our task is difficult, but that task, that is the challenge. I was telling people that organizing this conference, when somebody was congratulating us, I said this was the easiest task. Organizing the conference is easy, but the challenges from here are very difficult, and that's where we will be tested, and that's where we are all going to really work in the coming time. I won't take much of your time. Point wise, I'll just say what I have in my mind we would be doing in the coming year or two. One is that we will now establish state chapters. That is, in every state we will have a chapter, we will have a committee which will collect the data, which will bring as many institutions as possible together, so that we have small conferences, small seminars, workshops in the state. Secondly, we will be organizing topic-wise workshops. Like we have to hear Abdul Subhan Sahab, we need few hours with him to understand what online teaching program he has really created, and which is being accepted by the government in Karnataka, government in Andhra, and which I think is extremely revolutionary, innovative program. But for that he needs a long time, a workshop where we can get some of the experts, those who are interested in online teaching, from the universities, from the colleges, and that kind of workshop we will organize. We will organize a workshop on skill development, and we heard some of the most wonderful things on skill development. We will have a workshop in one part, maybe in Lucknow, maybe in Bangalore, maybe in Pune, but in different parts of the country, we will have workshops on different subjects which we have talked now. And one subject which we have missed out, but General Saab pointed out, was sports. We don't focus on physical development. I don't think many schools have gyms. I don't think many schools have, madrasas have any physical activity centers. So we must also focus on sports and physical activity and gyms in our institutions, and make a plan for that. And for that also, I would like to have a workshop on that. Then English education is one of the major problems with the underprivileged. Underprivileged have the skills, but they don't have the language to sell it, the idiom to sell it, and therefore programs, we will have to have modules where we can teach spoken English in the best possible way, shortest possible way to our madrasa students, to our rural students, to our women. So that English education is going to be another focus which I believe we should have. Then online teaching of science and maths, because we find that in most of the rural areas we don't get good science and maths teachers. So, and they cannot afford it, and those teachers are not ready to go to those schools. So what do we do about it? And that's where we will need people like Abdul Subhan Saab, we will require people like Mehboob Saab, who will, make modules where we can teach maths and science in the most easiest possible way and the cheapest way to madrasa students, to our rural students, to our smaller students, even in Delhi. Quraishi Sahab has the experience. He was the vice president of Anglo-Arabic School. I have been working with these schools that the teaching is very, very poor. And that's where our students fail. And therefore, we will be focusing on this idea also in the coming days. Then another issue which has come up in the last 2 days is the quality of teaching. Now, quality of teaching has to be improved if we want our institutions to improve, and therefore for that we have teacher resource centers. What I dream about is that at least we should have 5, because sending few students, few teachers to a university will not be enough. That we have to institutionalize the system. We must have a teaching resource center. So if Hamdard is ready to do it for us, if in Bangalore somebody is ready to do, for Pune, Inamdar Sahib is ready to do that, then we will have the resource centers which will be separate from the other institutions, where constantly 2-3 month programs will continuously happening for the teachers which are already teaching in various institutions. We will be inviting them, we will be inviting applications from our advice from our state chapters to give the names of those teachers who can be sent for 3 months of science workshop on science teaching, workshop on online teaching, workshop on math teaching for our existing teachers in schools. So teaching resource center will be another point where we will be working. We hope we will be able to do a lot over there. So these are basically what came to my mind, and others will be definitely adding to that. But I'm happy that we have successfully held this conference. But as I said in the very beginning, that this is the first step. ये छोटा सा कदम है, बहुत हल्का कदम है, ये हमने आगे बढ़ाया है. चैलेंज अब शुरू हुआ है, आज से हमारा असली चैलेंज शुरू हुआ है, और आने वाले वक्त में हमें प्रूव करना पड़ेगा. जैसा कि किसी ने कहा था कि रिसोर्सेज प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, फंड्स प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्रेडिबिलिटी प्रॉब्लम है. हमें क्रेडिबिलिटी क्रिएट करनी होगी. अगर हम साख बना सके, लोगों को कन्विंस कर सके कि वी मीन बिजनेस, हम कुछ करने वाले हैं, और अगर ये सिर्फ ये रहा कि कॉन्फ्रेंस हम करते रहेंगे तो उससे काम नहीं होने वाला. विल हैव टू शो ऑन द ग्राउंड टू द वेयर पीपल नीड इट. खासतौर पे हमारे बिहार में, यूपी में, हरियाणा में, बंगाल में, वहाँ ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. जो हमारी काउ बेल्ट है, मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान, यहाँ ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है. वहाँ पे हमें फोकस करना होगा, वरना ये लोग तो हमारे साथ हैं. दे डोंट नीड अस. People in Karnataka, or people in Maharashtra, or even in Assam, they don't need us. We need them, and therefore we have to bring them to all of you, and that's where we are going to work. Thank you very much.
I think we've had enough of us. 2 days, a lot of repetition. I don't think any addition is now necessary. Just a couple of things. I would be very remiss if we did not thank Dr. Zina Tilwan and my colleague Khalid, without whom this conference would not have been possible. It has not been an easy task, and given the short time for them to arrange these facilities and arrange these very dynamic speakers, it was almost an impossibility. So thank you guys, thank you very much. The second thing is that it's really amazing that we have an audience that comes from across this country. So we have, of course we have odd humans, we even have a jail here, but people from the northeast, from the deep south, from the deep east, Calcutta, Karnataka, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Telangana, Delhi, Haryana. So we have the spirit and the taste of India. And that I think is a very spectacular achievement for a group of people who just conceived this and to be able to manage this in 2 months. In a nutshell, Shahid has said a lot. I think the concept is to have a clearinghouse. A clearinghouse where anything that is needed, you come to the clearinghouse and the clearinghouse comes up with a solution. So some people need teachers training and the clearinghouse tells you, yes, it's possible, and it will be okay. You have employment issues and the clearinghouse says, yes, of course, we'll be able to help, and looks at people who can provide employment through the skills that the applicant has. You have teachers who require training in a, shall I say, a semester. And so somebody, like I said, from Delhi who is good in Hindi, but Subhan who needs somebody who needs the Hindi. So Delhi sends a Hindi guy to Bangalore and Bangalore sends a computer person to Delhi. It's a very unique concept. You can call it a meta concept. Now even Facebook calls themselves meta, I think. So it's a meta concept that has been thought about. It came, like I said, we shouldn't be taking too much credit. It came by accident. It just came because we felt that the Muslim community, and therefore by extension the underprivileged in this country, need some kind of a helping hand. Some kind of succor that will provide them guidance and lead them on where they need. So I think we've done remarkably well in that. The road is long. The resources are not as freely available as Shahid makes them out to be. I think it will be a struggle. I think it will need deep courage. And I think also that we need political sustenance, which I don't know to the extent that it will be available. But we must try. We must try our best to get universities like the Jamia Hamdard involved more deeply into this. One thing is to do what you've done for us for these last 2 days, sir. But one is sustained help from you over the coming years. And that is absolutely critical, but not only Jamia Hamdard, you have the Jamia Millia, you have the AMU, you have your own university, you have the Bukhari University, sir, coming up in Bihar. You know, this is inspirational for us. This is really remarkable work that we are seeing a replication of what was done by Sir Sayyid, etc., and Mahmood al-Hassan 100 years ago by people like yourselves, with virtually no resources and sheer raw courage. So thank you for what you are doing for the underprivileged, thank you for what you are doing with the Muslim community. And we here should not be taking the credit. It's really, really up to you. We are only bringing you together. So thank you for coming, thank you for spending 2 days here, and thank you for inspiring all these young boys and girls who are sitting behind you. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
सबसे पहले तो जी ने तो साहिब का शुक्रिया भी करना चाहूँगा कि इनके बिना ये कॉन्फ्रेंस ना हो पाए। ये हमारे अलायंस के 5 दोस्तों की 5 बंद समझ लीजिए, शाहिद भाई, जन्नत साहब, नजीब, मैं, अगर बहुत
शेरवानी
सही शेरवानी जो नहीं आ सके, बल्कि हम 5 में सबसे अच्छे हैं वो उनकी जो मोटिवेशन और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्किल, लेकिन वो बीमार आ गए, उनको कोविड हो गया। फिर हमने एक छठे मेंबर इसमें 3 नंबर ऐड किया था, हुमा मिर्जा, हुमा खलील मिर्जा, वो भी बीमार हो गई। बेसिकली ये 6 लोगों का एक ग्रुप है जो जिसको हम कोर ग्रुप अपने व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में कहते हैं, जो इसको मास्टरमाइंड करता है। लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं था कि हम सब दिल्ली के 6 हो गए और पूरे इंडिया की हम बात करें। वो इसलिए कन्वीनियंस के लिए कि सुबह शाम जब चाहें हम मिल सकते हैं। इनको तो सुबह को तो नहीं बुला सकते बार बार, हम बुलाएंगे भी तो नहीं आएंगे। तो लेकिन जो हमारा काउंसिल बनेगी उसमें 24 लोग होंगे, हम चशा के अलावा बाकी के सारे बाहर के ही होंगे। बल्कि मैं भी 1-2 पोस्टें ये सोच रहा हूँ हम भी वेकेट कर दें कि हमको पेट्रन बना दें। पेट्रन का कुछ काम हम नहीं होता, सिर्फ सेरेमोनियल होता है और उसकी जगह किसी अच्छे को यूज़फुल आदमी को वाइस प्रेसिडेंट बनाए। मैं समझता हूँ कि हमारा सबसे बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन ये होगा कि हमारी जो अलायंस है उसका ये लॉन्च फंक्शन हुआ। लॉन्च में बहुत लोगों को पहली बार ये पता लगा, आपको पता लगा कि अलायंस क्या है, क्यों कर रही, कैसे काम करेगी, और हमारे ऑब्जेक्टिव्स आप लोगों को पता लगे। मैं इस कॉन्फ्रेंस को बड़ा लिमिटेड सक्सेस समझता हूँ। हमारे हिसाब से इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में बहुत कमियां रह गई और किसी भी कॉन्फ्रेंस या किसी भी इवेंट का पोस्टमार्टम करना बड़ा ज़रूरी होता है। वरना होता क्या है, जाते वक्त सब एक दूसरे को थपकी दे के बहुत अच्छा, वेरी गुड, वेल डन, और जो खराबियाँ हैं वो उसकी कोई बात ही नहीं करता। हमारी प्लानिंग में कमी रह गई। हमारे साथों जो में थे बेसिकली हर जगह वे फॉरवर्ड लिखा हुआ था। मॉडरेटर बताता भी था लेकिन वे फॉरवर्ड की बात नहीं, अर्शद अपनी एनुअल रिपोर्ट पढ़ के सुना जाता था। बड़ी अच्छी रिपोर्ट है लेकिन हमें क्या करना चाहिए उसमें तो वो तो बताते ही नहीं थे। तो हमारे उसमें हमें कमी रह गई। लेकिन फिर भी उसमें से इक्का दुक्का लोगों ने जो बहुत अच्छा बोला, उन्होंने एक बहुत डीप थाट हमारे माइंड में छोड़ा। इसमें जैसे जन साहब ने कहा बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस हमने सीखना है, और अथर शहाब साहब किधर हैं, इन्होंने बड़ी अच्छी बात कही कि कॉपी पेस्ट करो। मैंने बचपन में एक कहावत सुनी थी कि नेक्स्ट टू बीइंग ए जीनियस इज टू कॉपी अदर पर्सन जीनियस। आप खुद जीनियस नहीं है तो किसी जीनियस का आइडिया लेके उसको कॉपी तो कर सकते हैं। जिसमें इंडिया जीनियस है, हर जगह की टेक्नोलॉजी लेके मेड इन इंडिया का जो लेबल छपता है वो बड़ा अच्छा छपता है हमारे, किसी के लेके उसमें लगा दो मेड इन इंडिया। तो ये आइडिया इनका बड़ा अच्छा है कि हमें बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस। हमारे सबसे बड़े जो ईविल है कि हमारे टीचर्स की क्वालिटी बड़ी थर्ड क्लास है। अच्छा, हम उनको मोटिवेट करने, वो हमको डीमोटिवेट कर देंगे, हमको नींद आ जाएगी, तो ये इतने वो हैं। इसका इलाज आपके प्रेजेंटेशन से हमें लगा कि भैया उनको हम इरेलीवेंट कर दें। अगर आपके ये ऑनलाइन टीचिंग हम उनको मिल जाए, बेस्ट टीचर्स ऑफ इंडिया के हम उनको यूट्यूब पे दे दें और बच्चे उससे सीखें, तो ये इस किस्म की चीज़ हमें कुछ सोचनी पड़ेगी। इसमें जो हमारे और लर्निंग में एक तो वी नीड टू प्लान बेटर, सेकेंडली देयर इज़ नो सब्सटीट्यूट फॉर एक्सपर्ट्स। हमें ये करना चाहिए था हर सेशन में एक की नोट स्पीकर, जैसे आप थे या कल जफ़र महमूद साहब थे, उन्होंने मदरसे पे सबसे ही सेट द टोन, की नोट उनका, उन्होंने पूरा पर्सपेक्टिव दे दिया। अब उसके ऊपर डिबेट करते जाइए। तो रिसर्च बेस्ड हमारा हर टॉपिक होना चाहिए। और जो आज इन्होंने अनस उमैर साहब कहाँ गए, हाँ, बहुत अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन थी। इन्होंने जो डेटा का बगैर बात कैसे करेंगे। मुसलमानों की एजुकेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, अंडर प्रिविलेज की बात कर रहे हैं, हमारे पास फिगर्स ही नहीं है। और अगर थी तो वो सच्चर कमीशन की थी, उसको लोग अब कहने लगे ले अब पुरानी हो गई, लेकिन पुरानी भी क्या अभी तक वही रेलिवेंट है। एक कमेटी बाद में बैठी थी कि सच्चर कमीशन ने क्या पाया क्या खोया, उसका एनालिसिस किया, उन्होंने पाया कि कोई इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं हुई। बाद में किसी ने उसको सीरियसली नहीं लिया। बहरहाल इट कैन स्टिल बी ए स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट फॉर अस, बट डेटा नाउ वी नीड ए डेटा पर्सन in our alliance or secretariat, please somebody जो डेटा से करने वाला, वाइस चांसलर साहब तो कंप्यूटर ही के आदमी हैं, यहीं पे हमको इस पूरे ग्रुप से या कहीं से हमको वो की मैन दे दीजिए जो डायरेक्टर ऑफ रिसर्च। हमारे लिए सबसे बड़ी चीज़ ये है कि हम एक अम्ब्रेला ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और हमने नेटवर्किंग करानी है। जैसे मैंने कल एक लफ्ज़ किया था, वो लाइट है, वो जोक में तो ज़रूर था लेकिन सीरियस कॉन्सेप्ट है शादी.com। ना शादी.com में हमने दूल्हा दुल्हन को मिलाना तो हमारा काम है। अब बड़ा अच्छा काम बेंगलोर में हो रहा है और बड़ा अच्छा काम मेघालय में हो रहा है, लेकिन एक दूसरे को मुझे नहीं मालूम आप इनके बारे में जानते थे कि नहीं जानते थे। क्या यहीं मिले हैं ना, हमें क्रेडिट दे दीजिए कि हमने आपको इनसे मिला दिया, ठीक है, दे दीजिए। इसी तरह आपको कितने लोगों से ने आज आपको सुना और अब आपके यहाँ सब आने के लाइन लगा रहे हैं, तो आपने इनवाइट किया है, वो हम लोगों ने एक्सेप्ट कर लिया इनविटेशन, तो हम पहुंचेंगे आपके पास। जी आएंगे। हम 1 करोड़ रुपए तो नहीं दे पाएंगे, लेकिन आ जाएंगे जी। अच्छा, अब फाइनली इसमें स्पोर्ट्स की बात की। मैं स्पोर्ट्स में रहा हूँ और स्पोर्ट्स सेक्रेटरी रहा हूँ, और आजकल मुझे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने फुटबॉल का और हॉकी का एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर बना रखा है। वहाँ पे हमारी बहुत सुधार की गुंजाइश है। उसमें एक स्कीम हमारी बड़ी अच्छी आई है, जो फीफा ने भी रिकग्नाइज की भी, और इंटरनेशनल हॉकी ने 5-5 की टीम की हॉकी। अच्छा, वो सिर्फ बास्केटबॉल कोर्ट जितना साइज आपको चाहिए होता है। हम इसको प्रमोट करना चाहते हैं, बल्कि आप लोगों कितनी संस्था चलाने वाले लोग हैं वो वॉलंटियर करें। इनफैक्ट यू कैन बी द लीडर्स इन द। अभी हमने ये इंडिया में इंट्रोड्यूस नहीं किए, करने जा रहे हैं। आपको एडवांस नोटिस हो गया। 5-5 टीम में, 2 टीमें होती हैं। स्कूलों के क्लास के बीच में कंपटीशन कराइए और दूसरे स्कूलों के साथ कंपटीशन कराइए। सिर्फ छोटी सी जगह चाहिए, जहाँ हॉकी के लिए वुडन सरफेस, बाकी के लिए नॉर्मल सरफेस। वो ये स्कीम हम आप लोगों को देके बहुत अच्छा होगा कि आप इसकी लीडरशिप हिंदुस्तान में प्रोवाइड करें। इन अल्फाज के साथ मैं सभी का शुक्रगुजार। और वाकई जैसे वीसी साहब कह रहे थे कि सेकेंड डे 5 बजने को है, उतना ही हॉल भरा हुआ है जितना कल था इनॉग्रेशन के वक्त नॉर्मली। थैंक यू वेरी मच। नॉर्मली 1/4 से ज़्यादा नहीं बचते, लेकिन आप लोग इतने शौक से, इतने ध्यान से सारे इसमें हिस्सा ले रहे हैं। ये हमारे कॉन्फ्रेंस की सबसे बड़ी सक्सेस है। शुक्रिया।
अच्छा, एक चीज़ मैं थोड़ा जामिया हमदर्द के सारे टीचर्स को थैंक बोलूँगा, जो जीनत और कीर्ति मेंबर हैं, खड़े हुए हैं प्लीज, क्योंकि इन लोगों ने काफ़ी मदद किया। तो उनके लिए स्पेशल बात कर रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मेरे तो पूरी टीम लगी हुई थी पिछले 1 महीने से। और शाहिद साहब का एवरी वीक मीटिंग होता था, सही साहब थे नहीं, और हमारे कुरैशी साहब पूरा खुश थे, पूरा फॉलोअप रहता था। तो इन लोगों ने बड़ा मेहनत किया सर, और मैं कह रहा हूँ इनको स्पेशल थैंक्स।
Just few things from me for this conference. One of the things is bursting of myths and biases in our minds. I think there's a lot of myths and biases that have got bursted, at least in my mind. The opinion that you have about other stuff, the various kinds of education that are available in this country, or just opinions, actually. So there's a lot of clarity in everybody's mind. 2, of course, is I think the best practices have been set through sharing of best practices across the board, where in colleges, in universities and industry. We had an industry CEO from Zuari, and it was great presentation, I would say. No conference can be complete and what can I say, adequate if there is no inspirational stories. I think this conference had enormous amount of inspirational stories, which are good enough for us to carry us through our journey in the next couple of months and years to come. And last, of course, I would say definitely our collaboration with the government has to be very close, and I think that we will talk at our governing council. And thank you very much again. I don't the entire Hamdard faculty and of course Vice Chancellor Saab. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir, would you like to say a few words? We will give you a chance. Let Rahman Saab finish. 1 minute.
Next time we will do this.
I think one of the best productive conferences.
मैं लगभग 1964 से एजुकेशन में लगा हूँ। अल-अमीन सोसाइटी के बानियों में मैं हूँ, और मैंने और हमारे दोस्तों ने नंबर ऑफ कॉन्फ्रेंसेस हम अटेंड किए हैं और ऑर्गेनाइज भी किए। एजुकेशन फील्ड जो है इज ए चैलेंजिंग फील्ड और इसमें अलग अलग टाइम पर अलग अलग चैलेंजेस को फेस करना पड़ता है, मगर द गोल इज education and education alone will bring the societies or communities future will be decided on the education। तो ये बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है। और इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में जो टेक्निकल सेशंस में डिस्कशंस हुए और द टाइप ऑफ स्पीकर्स वी हैड इज एक्सेलेंट, इज ए totally a professional conference। अब जो रिस्पॉन्स जैसा कि कहा गया कि एक लॉन्चिंग इनिशिएटिव है जो अलायंस के पास, जैसा कि हमारे दोस्त शायद सिद्दीकी साहब ने आपके सामने एक नक्शा रखा है कि क्या करने जा रहे हैं, क्या करना है। अब हमारे इनिशिएटिव्स को भी आइंदा हम क्या करने वाले हैं उसके ऊपर डिसाइड करेंगे, नॉट ऑन कॉन्फ्रेंस। कॉन्फ्रेंस सक्सेस है, मगर वी विल नॉट बी रिमेंबर्ड ओनली फॉर दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस एंड वी विल बी रिमेंबर्ड व्हाट वी कैन गोइंग टू गिव टू द सोसाइटी। तो मुझे उम्मीद है जिस इनिशिएटिव के लेकर जो लोग इसमें जुड़े हुए हैं वो एक इनिशिएटिव मुल्क के लिए, कौम के लिए जो चीज़ ज़रूरी है उसके ऊपर फ़िक्र से ये काम, जब जो भी काम फ़िक्र से काम करते हैं उसमें कामयाबी मिलती है। मुझे उम्मीद है कि ये अलायंस जो जैसा कि पहले ही कहा गया है कि ये कोई इदारे नहीं ओपन करेंगे, इदारे हैं, अब उनको सही दिशा दिखाएंगे तो यही काम हो सकता है। ऐसे बहुत से एग्जाम्पल्स हैं, हम उसको लेकर आगे बढ़ना चाहिए और मुझे उम्मीद है अल्लाह के साथ से कि ये इनिशिएटिव अल्लाह इसमें कामयाबी देगा।
This conference would not have been complete without the relentless efforts of the organizing team at China, led by our very own Registrar Sir. So it is time that we recognize, celebrate and felicitate the team behind the screen. So may I please request the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate our team, and may I please request Dr. Zina Iqbal to join me on the stage.
Prepared a small video of the last 2 days' deliberations.
Enter the lights.
much all. Again, I suffer from lithologica whenever. Lithologica is a term used when you don't have words to express and you have to express so much. And amidst this gathering, I think nobody can talk. But give me a bit. Thank you so much, sir, to giving this opportunity to us. 2 or 3 things which this conference has brought in. As sir has rightly said, this has actually acted as a launch pad for EDU. और हमारी टीम में सर जो एजुकेशन का भी एक भाई ने बोला कि एजुकेशन जो कॉम में कमी है उसका जो दर्द है वो हम सबको जोड़े हुए हैं. हमारी टीम में बायोटेक्नोलॉजिस्ट भी हैं, हम खुद फार्मेसी से बिलोंग करते हैं, नर्सिंग स्कूल वाले भी हैं. तो एक पूरे टीम का जो हेट्रोजेनिटी है या इस ग्रुप का ये हॉल का जो हेट्रोजेनिटी है एक कॉमन चीज़ पे आके रुकता है कि वी हैव टू वर्क टुवर्ड्स द गोल्स विच हैव बीन एनविसाज्ड बाय दिस अलायंस. एंड ऑफ कोर्स education primarily is the only tool which is there, and if we take that tool and we use it in the right way as an instrument of success, we will definitely move forward. The way forward dream will be really coming to absolutely realization, and we definitely will do what all these bright people of this dais want us to do. Thank you so much for bringing this dream into realization, and I think nothing better than this launchpad could have happened. All the commissions, we are sorry if at all we had any sort of not up to mark things. We have tried our best. So all the commissions on us, all the omissions on us, all the apologies from our end, and thank you so much for giving this opportunity. We have tried to convert this into a very academic mahal. Sir, please allow me, with the permission of the chair, he has been generous enough to give us another 5 minutes or so that we can bring that team on the stage. So each of them can be given the certification, which General Staff has very generously allowed us. So I would call upon the names of my colleagues who will come onto the dais, the student volunteers, and that would be a way to motivate that these types of education conferences are here to stay, but this is the minimum which we can do. ये सबसे छोटी चीज़ है जो आज हमने की है, और कहीं ना कहीं बहुत बहुत बड़ी चीज़ें करनी है इंशाल्लाह. दो अशार, I was very motivated when I saw Mehboob Haq Saab's presentation. So one of my colleagues from Saima Wajid, so she was saying कि बिल्कुल वही feeling आ रही है जो AMU को देख के आती है, और जो इनका नगमा है, जो इनका song है, ये अब्र यहाँ से उठेगा. I don't remember the complete lyrics, so she was reading that out, so that feel was coming. I'm not from AMU, but the connotation is same at Jamia Hamdard. We are trying to emulate, and inshallah we'll succeed in that. सर ने जिन और बहुत यूज़ किया, आप नहीं यूज़ कर सकते वो लफ्ज़, लेकिन जिस तरह के काम कर रहे हैं वो इट इज़ मल्टीटास्किंग, एज इफ़ यू हैव गॉट सो मेनी हैंड्स. एंड अल्लाह गिव बरका टू योर टाइम, गिव बरका टू ऑल ऑफ अस, सो दैट वी जस्ट मूव इनटू दिस डायरेक्शन. बहुत सारी नेगेटिविटीज़ भी हैं कि नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा होना चाहिए था, वैसा होना चाहिए था. दुष्यंत ने अपनी इस कविता में बहुत अच्छे से एक चीज़ कह दी, कैसे आकाश में सुराख हो नहीं सकता, एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो. सो आई थिंक वी विल बी एबल टू मेक अ डिफरेंस. और जो लोग पहुंच चुके हैं, चाहे वो सुभान भाई हों या कोई और हैं, जो एक एक्मे पे, एशिया पे पहुंच चुके हैं, उनके लिए और रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. दे हैव टू स्टे देयर एंड दे हैव टू गाइड अस. नज़र नज़र में उतरना कमाल होता है, नफस नफस में बिखरना कमाल होता है, बुलंदियों पे पहुंचना कोई कमाल नहीं, बुलंदियों पे ठहरना कमाल होता है. I think I've taken more than the time you give to me. I'll just, and then Robert Frost said, and I think it comes from all of us here, woods are lovely, dark and deep, miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. And that has to be the mantra for each one of us here. May I request all the dignitaries to please join us to give the certificates. So I will call out the name, and I might request all of you to please help us out and honoring each of our faculty members. May I request you to please move a bit on the dais? Please. So you too, if you can join us. And the rest can maybe move the chair aside so that I can talk to you. Could you just spell out?
ये इसको पीछे कर देते हैं, ये इसको पीछे करके हम आगे आए. वो सर मूवमेंट का रास्ता भी आता है, ऐसे पीछे हो जाएगी, we can pass this.
We start with the senior most faculty here. Thanking Registrar Sahib is as if thanking my own self, so he has been the force behind it, and definitely the Honorable Vice Chancellor sir. But I would call upon my senior most faculty who was with us right from the beginning, and Dr. Khurshid Ansari sir, may I request you to be on that.
Then we have Miss Seema Rani. Mr. Sohrab A. Khan. Miss Nishat Kudus. Miss Seher Zaidi. Mr. Mirza Rahil Beg. Professor Saina K. Bashir. She's there. Dr. Hina Hamid. Dr. Noria Faruqi. Dr. Abru Aman Andrabi. Dr. Fazlur Rahman. Thank you so much for your patience. If you could have a huge round of applause for the team as well. Dr. Meher Fatima. Dr. Sapna Jain. Dr. Uzma Banu. Dr. Saeed Unisa. Dr. Amir Mirza. Dr. Gautami Tripathi. Dr. Swati Srivastava. Dr. Burhan. My name announcing is not matched, but we know who they are. Dr. Khalid Bashir. Mr. Noor Muhammad. Dr. Saima Wazi. If I'm mispronouncing, I apologize. Dr. Kulsum Jan. Dr. Nudrat Moini. Dr. Manpreet Kaur. Mr. Tawheed Alam, who's also the PRO Jamia Hamdard. Mr. Hanis. Mr. Azhar Ali. And I'd call my name in the end, Kuratul Mushtaq. This is a typical of an exercise. We can always change the certificate later. The idea is to have a photo up with these dignitaries and then a special recognition to each one of you. That's the idea. So we have Tawheed Alam Sahab here. We have Burhan Sahab. Burhan has been the coordinator for the student volunteers who are the force behind this whole show. So it was not me alone who was doing it. They were generous to take my name again and again. This is a humongous team which was behind the scenes and whatever is spelled out today. Thank you so much, each one of them. We have Ramesh, who just put up this photo ups within half an hour. Social media person. We have Kurat, the anchor, who has been doing a wonderful job. So we now, I also have to acknowledge Pandyaji and the team of Rahil Beg Sahab, who has been doing a wonderful job since now. So that's the force behind, that's the students very quickly. That's just the students. So all the student volunteers can come at one go. We can have a group photograph here. We can have the certificates later on. We are very short on time. I would like to have the names announced. Yes, please know the volunteers who helped you throughout the 2 days. Shivangi Singh, Mariam Junaid, Adiba Mas, Simona Kashyap. May we have a huge round of applause for our students, please. Abia Zehra, Yusuf Khan, Jagannat Behra, Isra Khan, Sayyid Tayyib Ashraf, Gautam, Ikra Qureshi, Noor Fatima, Rabia Aziz, Azal Ikram, Atika Khan, Nida Fatima. Guys, you can all join. We can have a photograph and then we'll review your certificates later. Aisha Hashmi, Ishaq Tahir, Faraz Ahmad, Madiha, Faraz Abdul Nasir, Faraz Ahmad, standing. I think this is the most marathon certificate distribution you've ever witnessed. Can we have a good round of applause for them? One important announcement: all the delegates who have taken out the time to attend the conference for the 2 days must collect their certificates at the registration desk. And we also have the vote of thanks, sir. May we please request your time for 2 more minutes? Sirs, I'll meet to Janab hai. Can we please request your time for 2 more minutes? We have a vote of thanks by Khalid Saab. Volunteers, please request the delegates to be seated. Volunteers, please request the delegates to be seated. We appreciate your patience, sirs.
Just 2 more minutes. Sir Khalid Ansari Sahab has to cast a formal vote of thanks on behalf of you. We have troubled you a lot. We have troubled you a bit, sir. Thank you so much for. I must salute and thank General Sahab to allow this health certificate distribution. Students were very keen on that. I'm sure Khalid Sahab would never allow anybody to thank you profusely. I would like to put on record the efforts of Khalid Ansari Sahab, his team, Faisal team, Sohrab Ali and Samina. Where was Khalid Ansari Sahab cast formal vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. Assalamu alaikum to everybody. I am thankful to permit me to propose a vote of thanks. I am thankful to Alliance for Economic and Educational Development of the Underprivileged and Jamia Hamdard for their support in concluding this session, the 2 days conference in a successful manner. I am thankful. I would like to thank Lieutenant Jamiluddin Shah Sahab, Dr. Najib Jan Sahab, Dr. S.Y. Qureshi Sahab, Professor Dr. Afshar Alam Sahab, Professor Niharika Vora ji for being the respected speakers in the inaugural session. I also thank all the speakers in other sessions. We had 7 sessions and a valedictory session. I also thank the executive committee session and panel, which is Professor S. Salina K. Bashir, Ms. Veena Sharma, Dr. Hina Hamid, Dr. Nuria Faruqi, Dr. Abru Andrabi, Dr. Fazlur Rahman Sahab, Dr. Mir Fatima, Dr. Ayan Guha, Dr. Sapna Jain, Dr. Sayyidun Nisa, Dr. Amir Mirza, Tripathi, Dr. Shiva Gira, Dr. Swati Srivastava, Dr. Burhan Majid, and Dr. Khalid Bashir. I am also thankful to the anchors, Dr. Gautami and Dr. Kurtunail, the students and the volunteers. I am thankful to the technicians and my team, Shoaib, technical team from Falcon Group, Shoaib Sabah, Rafiq, and Subia Yaqub. Today we are concluding this conference, but this is not the end of the conference for me. It is the beginning of task. I am ready from tomorrow to take my work forward with the blessing of our governing body members. Thank you everybody.
Three cheers for Khalid Ansari Sahab. He did all the work. And of course, Zinat, there is Zinat. Zinat, these two people are going to do the work and proceed.
Thank you so much, sir. Two quick announcements and then we break for national anthem. Number one, all the delegates will be provided with certificate. Please take it from the registration desk. And number two is, please join us for high tea after this. And now we all request you to please rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जयति गंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे लग जय गाथा जनक मंगल गायक जय भारत भाग्य विधाता जय जय
पाँच बज गए सर.
Okay, not bad. We wanted to finish at 4:30.
20 minutes.
I had to really.
Please join us for high tea. Thank you so much everyone for joining.
Achha,
45 minutes.
Meeting is at 4